concrete with the hosses. This is just going to be a short little clip that we'll just link into another video. We took on this small project right here, garbage can pad and a sidewalk. And over here we're doing a patio extension. Pretty simple, broomed concrete, but the reason I'm videoing it is because the owners are 2 retired military. So this video goes out to the old jarhead, I believe from West Virginia, that always comments. So this is for you. This guy's a retired Marine, and he has sand from Iwo Jima, and he wants us to put in the concrete. So we've never done that. I'm going to video that. I'll see if I can get him to do an interview and a little talk about it. So stay tuned. I want to make sure I do a good job at this. This is black sand the owner gave me from Iwo Jima. This is right in the middle of the battlefield where 2 divisions landed during World War II. So he wanted me to put this in the cement truck, mix it in with the concrete for on his patio. So we've never done anything like that. I think it's really cool. So here we go. There's our first buggy on the ground. We have our expansion joint against the old concrete. So we're just butting up to it. This ground's really solid. So I'll get the camera set up and get going. Okay, we got all of our traction mats cleaned up. You can see how it really protects the grass. Mixer's out of here, nice and quiet now. The guys are edging the concrete, still kind of soft. You can see all the bleed water. See how shiny it is? All that bleed water has to come up, evaporate, and then we touch it. If you work it in now, it weakens the surface. So we're gonna put a control cut corner to corner. Corner long, and then center. There you go. Get out of the way. Just pulling a string right down this edge. That way that cut looks nice and straight with this edge right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get those in shortly. Okay, so we just finished pouring. I'm here with Brian, the owner, retired military. And Brian, I'll let you take it from there.
All right, my name's Brian. I served 30 years in the Marine Corps. I met my wife Ann while she served as a Navy nurse. In those 30 years, I was able to travel throughout the world, but probably the most memorable thing I did was do a battlefield walk at the island of Iwo Jima, seeing where the Marines that went before us, you know, the experiences they had and the decisions the leaders made in that battle. While I was there, I was able to bring back some sand from the invasion beach of Okinawa, or excuse me, Iwo Jima, and I brought that back. And in my retirement home, we're extending the patio a little bit to give us some summertime living space. And I couldn't think of anything better than adding some of that sand to the concrete to remember the black sand beaches of Iwo Jima and sprinkled and soaked with hero DNA. So the folks at Haas Concrete were wonderful in their professionalism, their hard work, and taking into account my desire to have this sand mixed in. So thank you very much.
No, thank you. Absolutely, thank you.
Hoorah.
Okay, just getting our cuts in. Remember what I said right off of that. Now Jim's gonna wet stab that corner. We wanna make sure that crack comes in our tool cut and not a 45 through that pad. So we give it some good relief. Might as well keep you on and show you how he does this. Just chops it straight down. Getting that penetration deeper all the way through the concrete. Now he'll clean that up and pick the board up. Last cut, center right here. They pulled a string down the existing cut of the patio right next to the hot tub, straight through here. So when you're standing up there, everything looks nice and straight. So go check on the walk, see how tall he's making out. Okay, just floating everything shut, flat and slow. Not a steel trowel, we don't want to seal that surface. Just closing it up a little bit, laying everything down. One last section here. We'll let this tighten up and get a broom on it. So it's nice and straight. Okay, out in the sun, we're getting it broomed and edged. I'm gonna go back and check on the patio. Have to hold up here in the shade. A little bit wet here in the shade.
It's getting a little wet here.
Just keep chipping away at it. Get done what you can. That way you're not struggling in 15 or 20 minutes to get that when this is ready. All right, let's see how Matt's making out. Give it a little test broom. Think of tearing it up. Yeah, we can wait a little bit. So just do a little sample area when you're not sure. Hold up or keep going. Hold up. Okay, we are good to go for brooming. Get a couple passes on that way, and jump over here and hit this pad. All in those joints, keep it nice and straight. All right, I'll jump on an edger, talk to you soon. Okay, last little bit of brooming up there in the shade. That's what we're looking for right there. I just have to stretch that joint. All done. Okay, there's the garbage can pad all done. Now we can add on from this sidewalk and go around back. We're talking about doing that, excuse me, next year. That's why we didn't do a curved corner here. That way we can just attach right off of there. So wrapping up this project. Okay, Matt just put our SRT sealer on this. SRT from ChemMaster. Took the forms off, just put some dirt around the edges. Let's see if I get over here in time. Okay. Just got the forms off, putting a little bit of dirt. Just fluffing it around that edge. We don't want to leave them with too much of a mess. They're still gonna need some landscaping. We don't, like I just said, we don't want to leave them a total disaster.
Still got to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Okay, so there it is, all done. Nice little project, pretty simple for us. I wasn't even going to video it, but when it turned into the sand and the tribute to the Marine and all the service people, I thought we gotta get a camera rolling for this. So thanks to all you service people out there, and I don't know what to say. See you on the next one. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. It is Tuesday morning, the day after the 4th of July. So I hope everybody enjoyed their long weekend and the holiday, if it was a holiday for you. A lot of our viewers are spread out all over the world, so that's why I say it like that. But I had a great 4th of July, and I hope you guys did too. Here we are. We're pouring this basement. Kind of hard to get to down there where Jim and Steve are walking. So we're going to pull the mixer right up to this area right here and put his chutes on and hit some power buggies stationed right down there. Here's a garage we're going to do. I'll show you that in a minute. This is a 3-car garage with a room under it. I almost said living space, but there's a room underneath it for storage or whatever. So we're up on steel decking. Once they get all this lumber out of here, floor drains will be installed, and we'll come back and pour this one. But for now, let's make my way down to the basement and show you what we have going on. A lot of viewers question why we use power buggies instead of a pumper. On a project like this, sometimes we would use a pumper, but I did not have this basement scheduled for today. I was going to go pour a driveway and a set of steps, but now that there's a threat of rain, we just slid this project up a couple days and put it in a spot. That way, excuse me, I didn't have a pumper reserved. I don't own a pumper, so I always have to schedule those. So I do own the power buggies. We can use those anytime we want. So that is why. Oh, it's a little bit dark in here. There's a deck over top of us blocking all the light. So here we are. Okay, it's a little bit dark in here, but I think you can still see. That's what Steve was just telling me. They added an electric line for the floor. Right there, not a big deal. Comes up in the wall cavity. So 20 yards, we'll get set up and pour this relatively fast. The plastic is all spread. We just put a couple 2x4 forms across our doorways. 1, 2, and we leave number 3 off. We'll bring the power buggies in that way, turn on a piece of plywood, come down, turn right into place. Okay, we just back them onto the pieces of plywood and make our turns. Starter piece of plywood, and he'll do a spin. That way it doesn't mess up our plastic. Got to adjust every now and then, but for the most part it works pretty well. Floating the walls in first. Closing that up real nice. Putting it all right to the proper height. So this corner is all done, just giving it a nice bull float. Take your time doing that, slow and flat, makes it easier on the finishers. Off of our corners, we know it's going to want to crack right off of this inside corner, probably on a 45, but we can't put a zip strip on a 45-degree angle. So we'll come off of this corner and go straight to the wall, as well as this corner and go straight to the wall over that way. And hopefully when it shrinks, it always wants to shrink to the center. It'll pull it apart from our zip strips in a straight line. So what's our zip strip? It's a plastic insert that goes in the concrete right like that, and then we peel the top off, and the white part here stays behind in the concrete. It's 1 inch. You can get them up to 1.5 inches, maybe even 2 inch. I'll show you what it looks like in the concrete. So we just put this one in. Where is it? Right here. So here it is in the concrete, and we just recess it down about 1/4 inch and float right over it. You don't even know it's there for a couple of days, and then you'll see a hairline straight crack right through there. The reason we prefer those in our floors is now carpet or ceramic tile can go right over it. If we do a tool cut, then the carpet, you might see an impression in there, and that would need addressed. You'd have to put floor filler on there, concrete filler, and close all that in, and then carpet. This way, it's ready for the flooring company. So buggies are bringing it in pretty good now. We got a good pace going. We'll be done shortly. This is 20 yards. We have about 6 on the ground right there. So first truck will get us to here. Second truck will do this. We might actually need a little bit more than 20. Okay, we're up to our corner. We have a couple of buggies left in this truck. We'll just keep it connected and go into that corner. And then that way we have access to number 1 truck. We'll be able to get to it with our knee boards. All right, a little bit more. And we'll be switching mixers outside. Nice and straight, putting our zip strip from post to corner. Packing about 1/4 inch down. Peeling the top off. Breaking the top and using it as filler right there. And we usually break them a little bit long and go past the corner. Right like that. So there it is, little arc in that, but no problem. It's all getting covered. If it really mattered, we'd take a string line, snap a line on the concrete, and put them in nice and straight. Steve will pull that bull float right over top of there and close that up. Or we'll do it with a hand float. Okay, this is number 2 truck. We're back underway for it. We had 20 yards coming back to back, no space in between the trucks. That way we don't get a cold joint through the middle of the floor. We get a good mixture. Sorry, it's loud in here. Okay, Steve's just doing our final bull floating. Steve, I knew it was going to be close. That is all the concrete we had left. Pretty close.
Calculation.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind having a little bit more than that left over. But at least we had it. Okay, give that a nice bull float. Let's go check on number 1. You can see the bleed water coming up on it, how shiny it looks. We want to let all that evaporate off. You touch it. If it sticks to your fingers, it's too early to mess with. You just want to see a little bit of moisture on your fingertips. So, you know what I'm going to say. Yep. Have a sip of your coffee. We'll see you in a minute. Yep. All right, people ask how do we clean up after we're done pouring. We grab the hose off of the cement truck and we try and do it in about 2 or 3 minutes. Fill up a wheelbarrow of water, grab the hose, hit the big stuff. We don't want to delay that mixer driver, but we help them out as much as we can and they help us out as much as they can. So hit all this big stuff. You know, it's a lot easier now when it's wet. Then Elliot will take it over to the barrel full of water that we got on the first truck and just hit them with a sponge or a scrub brush. Try and keep them as clean as we can. So that's how we do our cleanup. It still did not rain. I thought it was going to be raining at this time. So Stephen and I are going to head over to our local water plant. We loaded up all this scrap 2x10. We have a neat little set of steps that we have to do with cheek walls on it. We haven't done a set of those in a long time, and I haven't posted them on our channel yet. So you can see how we prep those and pour them. So come on along with us.